Hello, my name is John Rose, and it is 8:28 p.m. July 1st, and I'm going to experiment. I'm kind of curious to see what kind of picture I'm going to get at this time of night. And I'm going to be driving or biking on a part of a path that's actually on the south side of the bayou. Most of the time when I bike along the bayou, I'm on the north side. There are a couple sections, however, on the south side that are really nice. One is on this side of Derry Ashford that's paved, and then on the other side of Derry Ashford that's not paved, which is exceptionally nice because you can't even tell you're in a big city some of the times. But occasionally you'll see some wires, whatever. And what you'll notice over here is our bayou, and you might even be able to see the trail on the other side. But right now let's focus on what kind of picture I get at this time of night. Let me see if I can turn this a little at a different angle. Okay. At one point I'll start fast forwarding this more than likely because of the sound, because of the wind. I'm going real slow. I'm just coasting right now, hoping that the wind won't be that bad, and you might be able to hear the water running and the cicadas. So this is my ideal way of spending the day. I like to be out when the sun comes up and when it goes down, especially in the heat of the summer in Houston, where when it's 90, its heat index is over 100. The humidity in Houston really drives that heat index up big time, and it also makes cooling oneself very difficult in high humidity, because sometimes the sweat doesn't evaporate. But that's one reason why the bike is so good, because you got a breeze coming at you. And I hardly ever do much sweating unless I really bike hard, and am quite comfortable actually, as long as I don't have a shirt on. Where my shorts are at, it's not much fun. It's all sweaty. Ooh, lightning bug. All right. Ooh, some more lightning bugs up here. Cool. What I'm gonna go ahead and do, it will be getting darker pretty soon, and I'm gonna go ahead and go across the bridge up here and go back on to the other side and continue filming the rest of the way back. And I'll have to turn on my bike light for y'all to see that. And look, again, we got some, hope you guys are picking up these fireflies. And you can hear the cicadas. Again, what I'll probably do is fast forward when I get up here to the street, or the end of this trail that goes into a parking lot. And I wonder if I need to pedal a little faster now. Ooh, got a little gnats in my face. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky turn there. Okay. And again, what we have here is the bayou right over there. And that's Derry Ashford. Shoot ahead, that's where that car just went by. And on the other side is a real nice path that goes to the next street, and it's all unpaved. I want to make sure these people don't get on the... Ooh, they started out with badminton, now they got a ball. Y'all gave up on the badminton already? That guy.
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. And again, you'll see the bayou right over here. Got it. I take it back, you won't be able to see it. Thought you could. But it's been pretty well overgrown. Now you can see it if it's not too dark. And it's flowing pretty high today because we've gotten some rain lately. And hopefully I can figure out a way to set this camera down pretty soon. And it not be too much of a bumpy ride. I may have to hold this the whole way. All right. And again, I have no idea how dark this is, and that's why I'm doing this, is to see how poor this quality camera is. It doesn't film that great at night, or in low light I should say. Okay. Hello. Now, one reason why I like to go slow is because you can't see through these bushes and see the bayou if you're going too fast. And of course, right now I doubt if you can see what I'm seeing. And the lighting is even making it hard for me to see, because it is getting dark. Sing it. Excuse me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi. Hey guys. Beady. I wonder if those little vines showed up at all. Okay, it's not dark enough to be able to benefit from my light yet. But I'm really kind of looking forward to that part, because it will show up quite nicely then. Alright, changing hands. Well, that makes a big difference. That little camera's starting to get heavy. Okay, that was Dairy Ashford that we crossed moments ago. Now this is Kirkwood. Can you all see the yellow flowers on that tree? The yellow blooms. That guy over there has some nice yellow blooms. So this year it didn't do it for some reason. I even got pictures of it last year. It was so pretty. And then it had yellow flowers underneath it. It was gorgeous. All right. And again, what you have here is the bayou, and I doubt if you can see it. I can barely see it at this late at night. During the day it's very noticeable. That's why I like to go slow through here, so I can gaze at the water. Damn, I'm starting to get gnats in my eyes and my ears. Right at this time of night, for 10 or 15 minutes or so, the gnats are horrendous on the bike trail. Right at dusk. And they all seem to come out and do something. I have no idea what it is. Again, they've been doing a lot of construction over here. This has all been built back up. It was all eroded rather, when they let too much water out of the bayou. So this is all more remains of the construction. Maybe I should go slow so the wind's not bad, and y'all can appreciate the night sounds. Got the frog in the background, the cicadas. When I first started this bike ride around 7:30, by the time I got out here close to 8, there was a lot of bird activity, a lot of noise there. I just saw one bird flying over there. Again, this is something else they just built back up. This all had eroded. It's all brand new. This has all been built back up. There was nothing here at all. It was really fascinating to watch the construction come in and rebuild the side of that wall, or that bank to the river. But they bringing all the heavy equipment in. You can see where they've been driving. That should all be grass or weeds or whatever. And if the weeds out there look burnt, they are. Those were the wildflowers. When we didn't get a rain for a while, most of the wildflowers didn't make it, but certain parts that still had enough moisture kept going. So there's still places where we have some wildflowers out here. This is where I shot my welcome to my YouTube video, right down there. And all that dark stuff you see, those were all bright colored flowers. But now it's all burnt. It used to be a sea of yellow. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I've taped right there where those people are sitting before, and the majority of my videos were taped right over there. You can see that bench right in front of that area. is where I would set up, and then I'd be shooting up out that way. And you can see they built that up also. You see all that new brown dirt over here? You'll see it in a second. Ooh, almost ran over a frog. Right here, I'm gonna go ahead and slow back down. This is all built up. And it was really fascinating to see how they came in with equipment and scraped it all out and built it from scratch. Built a side wall, laid down a black tarp, laid down a bunch of rocks, and then dirt on top of that. It was really fascinating to see how they did that. It just makes you think about how we're wasting our money in our society. Take all the money we spend on defense, for example, and use that to build rivers everywhere. Man-made rivers and lakes everywhere. No reason why we can't do it. Except there are sick people who don't want us to have anything so they can have everything. It's an insane world we live in, my friends. Insane. See if I can get a drink of water. Ooh, there's another firefly. Right back in there somewhere. And I think I'm gonna have to speed up for a moment. They're doing construction on this, I'm just gonna change gears. They're doing construction on this one part of the path, so I can't go underneath here, which is a shame because it's really a nice place to go through. And now I gotta cross the street. See that I have this all blocked off. This is not gonna be easy. With only one hand. Yeah, I knew it. Can't control the steering well enough with one hand. Going over a bump like that. Hey guys. Alright. Let's hope there's no traffic and that looks like I got a clean shot. And now we're crossing Wilcrest. And we should be able to go underneath there, but they're working on it. And I'm gonna start going really slow right now because it hasn't gotten dark enough yet for you guys to see how great this light works. So I'm gonna come almost to a crawl just so I can make sure I get some nighttime out here. And then you guys can, or I'll be able to see what it looks like with this light. In fact, let me go and put the light on now. It won't hurt to put it on now. Okay, can you see my light? It doesn't show up very good right now because it's this dark. Ooh, you see that bat? Ooh, buddy. I love this time of year. I always think of times when I was a kid, what I did at this time of night, playing hide and seek. And I remember one time I was at a park and was camping up in Iowa, and I was playing with a whole bunch of kids that they were at the camp also. And there's a whole bunch of bats like this flying around, and there were guys with BB guns shooting at them. It was really interesting because every time someone would shoot at the bats, another one would swoop down and try to hit the guy. It was funny. It's like those bats know what's going on. Okay, now you're gonna see another place that I video at, I've been doing recently. And it's in the morning because the sun, I'm heading east right now. So in the morning I'd be, the sun would be facing these guys right here. And it's interesting, look at they're facing this way now. Because they always face the sun, right? But you guys should be able to recognize this location. This is where I shoot with all those sunflowers as my background. But because the sun's over here, the flowers are facing that way too. And again, you'll start seeing the effects of this light pretty soon. kind of moon we got there. All right. Well, I'm tempted to almost start walking. Okay, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna really slow down for this hill. Normally I love hauling ass down these hills, but I'm gonna go real slow. And I'm using my front brake because I only got one hand on the handlebars. Yo! All over the bike path. Okay. Running out of trail here. Be coming up to Beltway 8 pretty soon. Don't you just love being outdoors? Some people do. You can start to see my light a little better now, so that means it's getting darker. Oh, look at that. What was that? Couldn't tell what that was. Interestingly, we have quite a few blue herrings. Ooh, look at all the fireflies in there. You see them? There's a bunch of them in there. I don't know if you saw them or not. Yeah, we have a bunch of blue herrings that are... Whoa, look at that. Ooh, you see that bat? There are a lot of blue herrings that you can see on the bayou down here. Ooh, there's a bunch of bats. Look at that. Hey, guys. Ooh, love it. I love it. I love it. Reminds me of a time when I was in a cave when I was 19 years old. I almost died in that cave. At least I thought we was going to die. We were in it like for 9 hours. When we came out of that cave, we couldn't even see the ground with our flashlights. The lights were that dim. If we'd been in that cave for another hour, we would have been in there for at least a week. And I know now that we probably would have survived. We probably could have, well, I don't know. There was water in that cave, but once the light goes out, man, we were miles deep into this cave. We was in there for 9 hours. The problem was the water came up as we were in there. And the way we went in wasn't available. When we came back, we had to come back a different way. We exhausted every way. We kept going into dead ends. I was in there with a friend of mine, and man, that was quite an experience. It's so interesting because right on the Colorado River. When we came out of that cave, man, that river was a sight to see. And there was a full moon as soon as we got out from underneath the trees. The full moon shining. I tell you, I never felt better to get out of a hole in my life. That cave was quite an experience. Oh, here we go. We got another biker. That probably isn't much fun to watch, so let's go over here and take a look at the bayou. Got it. Well, I'm beginning to hear the roar of Beltway 8. It's a shame we make so much noise as a species. Cars shouldn't be making noise, lawnmowers, weed eaters, noise pollution, all that stuff. Pathetic. I guarantee you, if we never started eating cooked food, we'd have devices that could do those type of things, and they wouldn't be making noise, disturbing the peace. Now, I wonder how you could survive out in nature. I don't think I could sleep with all this racket. I have a hard time sleeping sometimes when I go camping. And you got all this kind of racket. The frogs and the cicadas and crickets. But since I'm not trying to sleep, it's music compared to the roar of the traffic in off in the distance. I don't know, what gear am I in? Do I want to go up this hill a little faster? Am I in a good enough gear to do that? Oh, with one handle, I think I can do it. Let's see what we can do here. This is a little bit of a hill. Normally best attacked earlier, and you can just fly up the hill, not even put any effort in it. Once you get to the hill, you can actually coast up the hill if you're get enough speed at the base of it. And then here come the bugs. You get them belted in my face. This should be a little interesting ride right here for the lights. Now if it was darker, it would have been a lot more fun. But because you can still see some light, but nonetheless, you got a little bit of an idea of what it's like. And I'm going to go ahead and keep taping to show people how you get to this park if you come in it from Beltway 8, which is that right ahead of me. You can come into this from the north side and the south side. On this side there are trails that come to it, and there's a parking lot right over there, and then I'll show you the other way, which is where I come from, which is right over there. So there's the parking lot that comes into this trail, and also on this trail you can come from the north side. There's a trail that goes up that way, goes up that hill, and then you can see a bridge over here underneath the Beltway that goes across, and then it goes over to the top, and there's another trail that leads into it from the south side. And there's that's a pretty neat little bridge there. Again, that goes leads the trail. And this is how I come. I come from this side of the bayou. They just put this thing up recently, and they tore down a massive forest to do it. It's really a shame. I wish Houston would adopt what San Antonio does. I think they charge people, construction companies, $1,000 a tree for every tree they have to cut down to build something like that, and then they have to give back 3 trees, plant 3 trees somewhere else. I mean, they cut down, that was a massive forest to put that thing up there. Sad, sad, sad. Okay. Feeder road to the Beltway. And there's that building I was telling you about. And then here's the bayou. I doubt if you can see anything this time of night. most people are oblivious to bicycles right there, so it's usually best to not even mess with it. And I'm gonna have to stop in a moment, turn on my tail light, make sure people can see me coming from behind me. So I'm gonna do that right now. Don't want to drive any further in traffic without this light on. And I think I need no battery. That thing's getting low. Alright. So, this is the back way to where I live. Go through a few side streets to get to the Beltway, as opposed to using the main street. Even though it has a bike path, it's still safer to come through here. Well, there's not as much traffic. Now, all of these houses over here, and that will continue on the left side for quite some time, are incredible houses because they got the bayou in their backyard. Love Houston. Got a lot of big pine trees, oak trees. They stay green all year round. You'll see palm trees like you would in Florida, California. This is Texas after all. Still got the cicadas and the frogs making a bunch of racket. Now they just tore this baby down recently, and if you go back in there, you'll see, okay, that's the bayou. You see, their backyard is the bayou. That's what all these houses have right here, their backyard. I'm going to try to do the impossible for a second. I guess it wasn't impossible. Okay, we're getting close to winding down here. Let's see if I can do another impossible. Steer and hold the camera with one hand and grab my tape recorder to see what time it is. Ah, 9:03. So that means it's going to go past the 30 minutes and have 2 videos. I should have cut this off 5 minutes ago. Otherwise, I'm going to have to combine 2 videos and tape them together. That's no big deal. chimney. Now this is a pretty dark street, so this would be a nice test to see what this light can do for the camera. I'm over here, I'm over here. Got flags all over the place here. Flag there, flag there. This is one of my favorite streets in Houston because it has an esplanade in the middle with a bunch of trees. So does Gessner, actually, which will be the street we'll be coming up to. And this is the part that's not much fun. I have to deal with the traffic. And doesn't look like there's too many people out tonight. Oh, take that back. There's a bunch coming. This might be a time to pick up the pace a little bit. So there won't be such a big speed difference between us. Right there. That's Mohammed and Najat. Great people. He's the Council of Qatar. Oh no. Yay. The worst part of the road right here. And the intersection coming up is Gessner. But we're not going to go that way. We're going to go down Rivercrest. There's Rivercrest east and west. And this is the east. These are really nice homes. Every house is on about a 4-acre lot. Some 7, 8 acres. But the average lot out here is 4 acres. Almost every one of them, that's what they are. There's a couple that are in corner areas that have a lot more acreage. I actually have about 24 friends that live over here. And I'm just on the other side over here, so I'm just around the corner. This has been my go-to walk in the neighborhood for the last 20 years. I always walk in this area. And the doctor that lives over to the right, I've had some interesting conversations with him. Needless to say, he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. He challenged the wrong man. Oh, you stupid doctors. You might be able to bamboozle most people, but not this kid. And I will put you in your place if you start coming pompous at me, which is what he did. Guy's like 72, 73 years old. Got a huge big belly on him. Won't last another year or two probably. He won't heed my words. I've tried to help the man. But you can't learn anything when you think you already know. The last thing that man wants to do is think that he wasn't helping people throughout his career. That's where he's at. He thinks he did society a great service. And yet he has no idea how many people's lives he's ruined because of his ignorance. Mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Now, there's usually about 2 or 3 dozen peacocks in this area. And they're usually making a whole bunch of noise, but that's just right before sunset. I don't know if there's any right now that will, if I call out to them, they may respond. Ah! Nope. Usually I do that and all of a sudden about 30 of them come in. Or if one makes a noise trying to get others to do it, I'll come in behind them and I can whip him into a frenzy. I love coming through here and whipping these peacocks into a frenzy. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off right now. We're getting too close to the end. No need to go any further. Curious to see how this shows up. And nothing to this except just for my own personal curiosity to see how it look. And we'll probably post this to allow me some time off around the 4th of July if I decide to take off, which I'm thinking of doing. Okay, it's time to sign off. Bye-bye.